You're fighter pilots.
Oscar winner Cuba Gooding Jr. leads an ensemble cast in Red Tails, a new film from executive producer George Lucas.
It's a great story about great heroes. It has people overcoming a lot of adversity. It's very inspirational.
We will not go away.
Red Tails depicts the real-life story of the Tuskegee Airmen, the first African-American pilots to serve in the U.S. military. During World War II, these pilots faced fierce discrimination from Americans at home, even as they flew hundreds of combat missions against the Nazis in Europe. And yet, many Americans today, both black and white alike, are still unfamiliar with their story.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are not aware of the Tuskegee Airmen and what they contributed to World War II. So I think that people will learn something. And I think it's something important because these guys are really terrific guys and real American heroes.
Red Tails stars Gooding Jr. and Terrence Howard were no strangers to this tale. Gooding Jr. had previously appeared in the 1995 HBO film The Tuskegee Airmen, while Howard had starred in 2003's Heart's War. What about the Tuskegee Airmen motivated you to come back and explore this subject again?
You know, I didn't know anything about them when I did that first movie, and I was a 22-year-old male coming out of school. And yet I didn't know the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, and I was embarrassed and frustrated by it. And here I am now. I have sons 15 and 17, you know, and they're into watching movies. And I thought, here's an opportunity to correct that with them, to spread the word on these American warriors, you know.
Heart's War was about one individual and him dealing, he never got to fly, but seeing this entire colony, you know, to be on a base and see the contributions that these young 19, 20-year-olds made. Because remember, if those German jets had made their way into the war in full mark, in full way, there's no way that Germany wouldn't have won that war.
You know, being black in America, we all know that, you know, the underlying tones of the way people feel about, you know, certain races. And just to see these guys overcome that adversity in a time where it was really hard to, just, you know, inspires me.
Red Tails opens in theaters nationwide on January 20th. Ken Lombardi, CBSNews.com, New York.